Hey, hey, boys and girls. This is JaRyCu coming at you with episode number 20 of Chicken Factory 3, Chickens in the Sky block. Yo, I know it's not the name of it, but it just kind of feels that way to me. So you can see I've got brand new, shiny, teal aqua diamond blue armor on. Oh, yeah. We got some stuff going on here. Now, I've actually recorded most of this episode once. And unfortunately, a new mod I added had an unforeseen bug that I've been talking to the developer about. He's going to get it fixed tonight. So some of the stuff that we did when I was recording, I can't go back and show you because the whole game crashed and I lost the recording. But that's okay, because I can go back and show you this mod first, because this mod is amazing. I highly, 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 highly recommend getting it. It'll be going out, let's see, this is episode 20. This goes out Thursday morning. I'm also showing off the 1.7.10 version and my Project Ozone 2 Kappa Wacka mode going out Wednesday morning. So there is a 1.7 and a 1.10 version. So you can get it for either version of the mod you want to play. Doesn't matter which one it is. How awesome is that? So let's get started. Let's show you that mod first. Just in case like you're staring at my awesome diamond armor and didn't notice the right side of the screen right up under the map. That's the Notes mod. You download it and install it. It's client side, so you don't have to worry about like, if you're on a server or if you're playing with multiple people, who cares? They don't have to install it. It can be only on your computer. Just go into your whatever mod pack you want to put it on curse. Make sure the mod pack is not locked by hitting the little dots on the top corner of the screen. If you hit those, open it up, and if it says locked, click that button to unlock it, and then save that. Then you can click on Get More Content when you see the mod listing and type in Notes. And this is the only one that'll come up if you type in NOTES, Notes. It'll even get you the right version if you go through your mod pack. If you'd rather do things manually, make sure you download the right version, either 1.7.10 or 1.10.2. And then you load up your game. It doesn't take up any additional memory, it doesn't seem. Everything's running perfectly just like it was before. Let's see here now. When you want to open it, you hit the N button. You get a screen like this with no notes in it. Then you choose how you want to do the notes. So like, for example, got episode 20 here. I'll just edit this one. You just hit new to make a new one. Type in whatever you want. The title, this is the title here, this first line, that will not be shown on the screen. So for me to have it say episode 20, I had to type in episode 20. Perfectly okay with that. And it will only show one note at a time. I did play around with that to see if I could do multiples, and it will not. So then you type in what you want, save it, and you can either leave it like that so you can go back to the screen to look at it, or you can say back on the screen again. You can pin it, and then it puts it on the right side of the screen. Now, what I found out when I filmed my Project Ozone 2 Kappa Wacka mode and using this, it really made my gameplay a lot better because it let me figure out what I was supposed to do with you. Like, there was an episode a couple episodes ago with the Project Ozone to where I started off making, like, a conduit because I was going to try and automate a couple of things. And literally, by the end of the episode, we were in the ether searching out a dungeon looking for a boss. All because I wanted to make a conduit, I lost track of what I was doing. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's kind of how my brain works. But when I have something like this here to go with, I know exactly what I'm doing. It's miraculous. All right, so now we talked about the Notes mod. How easy was that? So now I'm going to go on. I'm going to select it. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to change that star to an X. Save. Done. And escape out. Now see, that updated the note on the right. So the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is the chicken upgrades. I spent probably 3 or 4 hours yesterday playing with the chickens. In fact, we even have chicken wings now. See on the little guy on the screen? We've got chicken wings. Man, that'd be good to eat too. I love some chicken wings. So here's what I've done over here. All the chickens are moved over here. I'm not sure if they were moved over here the last episode because I played with them so much yesterday. I just don't remember, to be honest with you. So all the chickens are over here. And I've got some up to the 10-10-10 level. So, for example, yellow chickens are 10-10-10s. Nether quartz chickens are 10-10-10s. Basically, once they get to 10-10-10, they get a sign on the side of the little booth. That way I know I don't have to kill them anymore. I've killed quite a few chickens in my time. Smart ones got a blue label because they're not breedable. And they were the first ones I did, and I didn't like the blue. The yellow shows up so much better. Not the yellow chicken, but the yellow or the gold writing there. So I like that better. And I've been putting all their stuff over here. And then the only eggs that go in here are 10-10-10 eggs. So all these eggs, I started off by putting one in there. And then I forgot when I pick up more, and I right-click this, it just puts everything in my inventory in there. So we're going to have like stacks and stacks of 10 for breeding, which will be great. Fantastic even. We got so much stuff. Like, look at the redstone here. We've got almost 3 stacks of redstone from breeding these redstone chickens. Almost 7 stacks of wood from the wood chickens. Even cocoa beans. Let's see, ink sacks. 34 ink sacks from breeding the black chickens. These guys right here. You know, after all that time trying to get the stupid squid, it was like nothing to make a black chicken. And then coal chickens and chickens and chickens and chickens and things and chickens and things and chickens and things. Isn't it awesome? So a lot of these guys are getting pretty close to being hatchable. Or replaceable, I should say. Like, well, you're not going to be replaced because you're a 10. I forgot. You stay in there. Leads are 10. Blues are not. Okay, we'll take this one out. This guy he's a 645. And the egg she just gave me is a 766. This one is a 655, so that's going to be the last one replaced. The eggs here, it's a 766 and a 756. What were you? 655. So both of these chickens are going to be replaced. So first things first, we go drop off all the stuff. Then we come over here and we put both chickens under the warming lamps, or the redstone lamps as they're commonly called. That's right, we now have 10 redstone lamps. There's 3 over there and 7 over here. So I can hatch up to 10 chickens at a time. I wanted an even number because I want to be able to do 2 at a time. Now, one thing I have found out about these chickens, if you have baby chickens, like once those eggs hatch and there's little chicklings, or what do you call them, chicks, just running around, if there's an adult chicken not in a pen, like say I took this guy right here and I put him right here, those baby chickens will latch on just like a zombie latches onto you and come running over to the mama chicken. Yeah. And so it's hard to kill off the chickens when that happens. Ooh, lapis. So these blue chickens, we just took some over there. So we're going to go in and get rid of this guy. Sorry, guy. And the same thing for this one, because their purpose has now been served. And when those baby chicks hatch, I can just come over and deposit them right in here. Pretty simple, right? You see we've had to sacrifice 55 chickens so far to get these chickens up. But it's been worth it. I mean, look at this. This guy right here's got to get 12 redstone. 12 of them. Now, while I was over here, originally this was going to be the breeding section, but I'm like, you know what? Breeding 3 at a time is kind of slow, so I'll just do as many. I can do up to 5 at a time this way. But then I decided, you know what? I need more of this, more compost bins. So I brought 4 compost bins from over there at the original spawn area. Conduit on top pulls all the compostable stuff from here and deposit it into the bins. The ones on the bottom will pull dirt and they'll put it back over here. This one, say it leaves the dirt in here, there's 27 of them because I put a filter on here. Just a regular old filter. Recipe for that is just a hopper and 4 pieces of paper. Put a dirt block in there and I blacklisted that. So it'll pull anything out of there except for dirt blocks. Then I set it to be active without a redstone signal. So if I wanted to, you know, I could set up a little, I could put a redstone torch, I could do a lever, you know, whatever I wanted to. Up here, and I could turn that off so nothing would come out of there, but it's not necessary. I'm happy with it. So these little guys are doing their thing. We're not going to be playing with chickens this episode. But I wanted to show that off, just so you can see the progress we're making on it, so we're getting somewhere. The plan here is to get all the chickens that we currently have to 10-10-10s. Once I've done that, then I'm going to go back and breed them out. That's why there's extra houses. Also, the fact that we have extra houses brings us to the next note. So let's go edit this again. X. Let's skip that one. Let's go to move the wheat field. So save it. Done. Okay, let's go look at the wheat field now. Oh, I love being able to fly. Check this out right here now. Now, the Inferium farm is going very well. Very, very well. It's already up to, just say, 34 stacks, and I've already emptied this once. I've taken, I don't know, 10 to 20 stacks out of this already. So this is just flying along. I built a wheat field over here. This is a 9x9. That way it accommodates a block of water in the middle and 4 in any direction you want to go. So it's a 9x9. Stuck another farmer on it, wired up identical to the way the one over there is wired up. Come down here, you can see. It's not wired at all. It's wireless. That's wireless laser farming, boys and girls. And over here, now I've already emptied this one. This has already got 32 stacks in it. Whoa. And this thing keeps filling up with seeds. So I made an upgrade, and apparently I put it somewhere else. Did I put it over there? Did I finish? Oh, I didn't finish making the upgrade. That's what happened. Okay. So let's go and make the upgrade for that drawer really quick. I want to put a diamond because I don't have enough emeralds. So I'm going to put a diamond upgrade on it. It's 4 diamonds, 4 sticks around an upgrade. An upgrade is just any storage drawer with sticks around it. Any of them. So let's go and do this because I've already made the upgrades. Let's go put this on the wheat because we can use all the wheat we can get for a while. Then you go with an empty hand, shift right click, it opens up the interface. Then you just stick the upgrade in there. And you see now it'll hold, instead of 32 stacks, it'll hold 256 stacks of wheat. Which is awesome. I need to get my key and lock that because I can't take it all out or it starts putting seeds in. And what I've been doing with the seeds here is I leave most of the stack in there. I take all the seeds out of it because I don't have anywhere for those to go. You know what I should do? I should use a laser and pump all the seeds over to here. But I've been putting just the seeds in here because then we start getting more dirt. We're up to, wow, almost 6 stacks of dirt. By the time it processes those, it will be 6. And then it just fills the barrels up for us. So the numbers, it slowly pulls them all out. Now, one thing I did notice, and not that it makes a difference for what I'm doing right now, but that conduit over here is so much faster than the transfer pipes over there. So much faster. I guess it's just the way it's designed. Like, this is designed to have upgrades stuck in it. I didn't bother to put upgrades in it, so it's going to be slow. But if I want that to process faster, like say I do automate the wheat seeds, it would make a lot more sense. I really want to, man, I shouldn't have thought about that. I really want to do the wheat seeds now. Because imagine I could put a laser there, have it just shooting across out here. Or I could even put like a block up here in the sky and have it shoot over and then down. How cool would that look? I don't know, we need to decide on this base too, because right now it's just a sprawling base. I keep going out and out and out, and I want to make some kind of designed base out of this. I just don't know what. Guess I should also mention that we've got some more materials. Yeah, our machine downstairs overflowed, so look, we're up to 63 blocks of iron after building machines, 36 blocks of gold, 40 blocks of lead. Apparently that needs 3 more ingots, I think it is. No more in there. Okay, so let's do this really quick, because I think it is 896. Let's see, the next one to be 10, 11, 12. Actually, I think that's 4. We'll find out really quick. Throw those in there. While it melts those, okay, that's the wheat field. That's I'm going to start doing more mystical crops farms also. After we get the chickens out, because if I can get the chickens out, then the only thing I'll need mystical crops for is to build that armor I want. And we don't need the armor anymore. But mystical. I said mystical and then I typed in magical, right? Makes total sense. Do I want the armor? Durability 3080. 330. Yeah, I want the armor. Because then we can add upgrades to it. Like, let's see. So I can add that to a sword. How hard is the sword to make? It needs one of these guys, which is one of these. Okay, yeah, it's still going to be hard to make the sword. But look at that. Once you get the strength on it, 31 attack damage, or even with no upgrades on it, it's still 21 attack damage. And it's pretty fast. Strength 2, 41 attack damage? How do you get a strength 2 on that? Wow. Apparently that one's not makeable. You get a speed on here, which goes on your legs. Jump height on your boots. That's resistance. Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, we want the armor. There's no doubt about that at all. Apparently those just make your tools better. Night vision. Oh, heck yeah, I want some night vision. I'm tired of not being able to see in the dark. So we can add some of that stuff on here. I think see all the stuff we can get out of this. So there may be something in here that we don't have that we can get to. I don't know. But we still need to get some more of that supremium so we can make that. That's the goal, to eventually get there. Now, okay, now I had to expand the storage over here. That's the next thing up on the list. Did I not save that note? Let's fix that. Edit. Moved wheat field. Okay. X. Save. Done. Okay, I had to expand this because this was filling up like 5 different drawers. This was filling up like 4 more different drawers. Getting redstone out of here at a decent little rate. Not a lot, but look at this. We got almost 30 stacks of arrows. I need to put voids on some of these. Like put a void on this. Take some of this. I did get loot in the last episode. I can't show off now because I lost it, and it's not in JEI. But I got a, I don't remember what it's called now. But it was a JaRyCu loot bag. It even looked different. Like, see how the bat bag looks different in there? The JaRyCu loot bag looked different too. We're gonna get rid of that. Look at all the string. Wow. I need to start throwing voids on this because there's no way I'm going through all this. So some of this have to be voided off. The purple loot bags I'm going to have to automatically move because they keep filling up and then overflowing. You get back in there. And then we're slowly getting these dimlet parcels, not very fast. Like, I had an Enderman spawner in another playthrough, and I ended up with thousands of these things. Ender pearls are doing good. We're at, wow, 7 stacks already. So yeah, we're not doing half bad. And glowstone does. Is there anything else to show off over here? Y'all aren't quite ready to hatch. I forgot about the wheat back here. It's just it's there as a reminder now. More than anything else. I believe I showed off the elevator in the last episode. Down here hasn't really changed. Hasn't changed at all. I could get rid of this platform now. In fact, yeah, let's do that really quick. Because there's no need for this anymore. I plugged up the farms on the bottom so there's no longer squid falling. Poof, gone. And I didn't have the walls on me. That's okay. I really could do, because I have this, and I have this. We could pipe all that out. Maybe a good idea. Just put you right there. Do that. Set you as an input. And flick you off. Let's just make sure it doesn't take anything off the left side. I don't think it can, but let's make sure. And nothing over there moves. Okay. Now it'll be a lot harder to fill this up. Then I could also move that upstairs. But that brings us to the topic of today. Let's go and kill off that other note I showed you in the mob farm. Edit. I think we're going to get into RF tools storage today. Because that does seem like a thing to do. We need some storage. I was going to recycle those bat bags too. I think those are recyclable. Nope, they're not recyclable, so we're just going to delete those. Done. Okay. I don't need the bats anymore. We've got the wings. We're good to go. No more animals to spawn. The cows and the sheep are still doing fine just like they are. So I think, as much as I love refined storage, I don't have the means to get there yet. I still need some more chicken breeding so I can get refined controller. Because we need quartz enriched iron. Which means I need another quartz and... Another quartz and iron. Which I've got now because I've got iron and another quartz chickens. How much another quartz do we have? Because I know I've got a ton of iron. Those are at 10, 10, 10 already. I need a second one, so let me go hatch one of these really quick. Ooh, the blue ones came out too. Okay, now they get their own spot, and then everything else gets stored away. Another quartz, I have almost 5 stacks yet. Okay, we're going to skip RF tools. I love RF tools, but its storage is not as good as refined storage is. If I were playing in a world with land, refined storage would be, RF tools would be awesome because you get portable storage with it. But since this is a skyblock base, we can make every platform wireless capable, and then it won't matter. So let's get, we've also got iron in here, not a lot. Let's take some of that, take about half of it. You guys are good, you're going to hatch over there. Okay. So let's go do some refined storage, because we've got plenty of power downstairs, and this doesn't take a lot. So first things first, you got to make a controller. Controller is really simple. You need 4 of these guys, which is just 1 piece of quartz, 3 pieces of iron. So you know what we're going to do? we are going to make it like this. We're going to make up as much of that as we can. So 18 of these. I know we can make more of this. Oh, I'm sorry. It does a 1-to-1 ratio. So yeah, we got over a stack of that. Now, silicon, I believe we had. There's 2. There's more silicon there. Okay. And then a diamond. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. 1 diamond. We got 6 more blocks of diamond. There's another one downstairs, too. Okay, so we got to make the core first, machine casing, which is just 8 quartz enriched iron. Then we need silicones, iron, a diamond, and the core. Bam. Now we have a controller. Next thing we're going to need is called a solderer. So we need 2 sticky pistons and 6 of these guys. So we have slime somewhere. See, this is when we're getting organized. There's some slime. That'll be enough for sticky pistons. I've got wood on me. Need a little more of that. If you notice, our chest up here with all the cobblestone finally emptied. So I was able to get rid of that. Gosh, I need to get rid of all this too. Oh, I forgot we had blaze rods. Where is this? The gold chest. Okay, so let's go make this. The solderer. We need two of these. Did not grab any redstone. Okay, redstone should still be up here. Yes. You need regular iron, and I converted all of it. Oop, wait a minute, I saw some in here. 2 irons, that is perfect. There we go, 2 of those. To make it sticky, you just put slime on top of it. And to make the solderer, bam, just like that. Pretty simple, right? Okay, now, that's what we need to get started. All I need to do is put that somewhere close to power, and we're good to go. So let's go back downstairs and set this up downstairs because we're going to have wireless stuff here pretty quickly. Let's put it right here. You and you. Bam. So it's charging up now. Fully charged. And you notice here, it says 0 RS per tick. RS is refined storage power. An RS is equal to an RF. So anytime you see RS, just think RF. That's the easy way to do it. RF is for 1710, RF was the standard of measure for power. You either had EU or you had RF. EU was Industrial Craft 2, and they're the only ones that used EU. Everybody else used RF. So in here, RF is no longer maintained. Everything's switching to Tesla, but people still use RF in their mods because that's what they're used to. So just keep that in mind. Now we're going to put this guy down. We're going to set him right on top. And you notice, now this is one time, that's using 3, so we're using a total of 3. This will always tell you how much total power is being used. Keep that in mind, that comes in handy. Okay, now the next thing we need is that refined. This is all the blocks in refined storage. This is not like AE2, where you had massive numbers of stuff. No point in that, right? We need a grid. So we need 8 more of these enriched iron ingots, plus 4 out here, plus we need all these different cores. So all these cores have one thing in common. Printed silicon. So let's count this up. We need every one of those. We need 4 cores. So that's 4 printed silicons. So let's do 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good thing about this, shift click it in. These are not like the inscribers from AE2. One, they're not animated, so you can't actually see what they're doing. I hope that gets fixed in the future because I like to see the animations. I love to see what the machines are doing. But 2, AE2 was very, very funny about the sidedness of an object. Like you could only put stuff for the top slot in the top, stuff in the bottom slot in the bottom, and stuff in the middle slot in the side. And it was a pain in the whatever trying to automate it. One of the things the creator of Refined Storage did was he said, screw that. That's too much trouble. He actually went through, his name's Raul, I believe. If you look him up, his last name's got a V and a G in it. It's Raul something, I can't pronounce it. But he's very responsive on his GitHub page. But his whole goal is to make it a little bit simpler. So refined storage is a lot more like AE1 instead of AE2. Okay, so now we have, I like to keep all my stuff down here so I can see it. So we got 4 of these now. Okay, the next thing we need, these are called grids, by the way. Okay, let's see, a construction core needs a basic processor, which is iron and redstone. A destruction core needs another basic processor, so that's 2 iron we need. The improved processor, there's 2 of those. Those are just processors. Okay, so we're gonna have to smush 2 gold and 2 iron. So it's going to take care of the iron. Oh, I didn't bring it with me. And I can't reach it from down here anymore. Oh, I could have reached it. I forgot it was over there. Oops. You know what, let's just bring a few blocks down here with us. And let's get this gold processing because it's going to need it. Yeah. We won't need that much. I just want to have it so I don't have to keep going back and forth. Okay, let's going to break you. Let's break you. Okay, we need 2 of these. 2 golds once that's done. And then we can make the processors. So we're going to go. I just like to have it all lined up. So we go like this. That'll make, what are these called again? The basic processors. And if you ever play with AE2, whether it's a 1.7 or 1.10, doesn't matter, you notice that there's a lot of similarities, and that's by design. That way you didn't have to learn something completely brand new. It just kind of helps out a little bit. Okay, so that's going to be this. And you can't speed this up. These 4 slots are for upgrades. Normally I'll stick, in this machine, I'll stick 4 speed upgrades, and this thing flies once you do that. Like, it would already be done processing both of those by now if I had the 4 speeds. So we'll get around to that pretty soon, because I can't stand to go slow once I get going. Probably couldn't tell by the series because this is episode 20 and we're just not getting refined storage, but I do like to go fast. Okay, we got those going. Wrong button. That button. Okay. So this is going to be a basic processor in glowstone. This is a basic in quartz. So let's take one of those. Bam. Got the red one. Now we need glowstone, which is back upstairs. Should be right over in here. Good, we didn't use it all. Take you. You. That makes you. Now the other 2 will just come out the right way. There we go. There's those 2. Got a table right here. Okay, first we need to make this, which again is just 8 of those on a circle. Bam. Then to make the grid itself, bam. Now we have a grid. Now we're going to go one step farther with this. We're going to make what's called a crafting grid, which means we need an advanced processor, which is a diamond, redstone, and another printed silicon. So let's go get the diamond. I've got a diamond on me. Stick you in there. While that prints, we're going to need a table, just a standard old vanilla table, and we're going to need that grid. Okay, we got you. Hang on one second. Sorry about that. I'm getting phone calls. I'm actually getting job interviews lined up. Okay, so we're making that advanced processor. Which is the diamond, the redstone, and the silicone. Okay, so now we got the processor. And you can actually just click the plus, and it sticks everything in there for you. And it puts all that stuff into a crafting grid. And if you remember, a crafting monitor, a crafting grid, same thing. This way we can see our inventory and we can make stuff from within the inventory. It just makes life a little bit simpler than having a regular grid. Now, one cool thing about refined storage versus AE is the fact that you don't need cables. The machines themselves count as a cable. So I'm going to stick this right here because I'm going to put something else up under it. But notice how that lit up with power? There's no cable back there touching it. The reason it lights up is because that's a cable as far as the system is concerned. See, down here, it even knows it's there. So now we're using 7 RF per tick. Not too shabby. These things are putting out... I honestly don't remember. I don't even know if we ever found out, was it 40 RF a tick? I don't know. But I can always stick more of these on here and expand that pretty easily now. So now we have this, but we don't have any storage. So let's quickly make a disk drive, which is 2 more of these diamond processors, the advanced processors, and some of that. So now we need that block of diamond we stuck in here. Because this one, we're not going to touch that yet. I like to let that fill up before I touch it. So let's get 2 diamonds in here. We've already got these things. Oh, iron and quartz and enriched iron. Okay. I wondered why it wouldn't mix. And then we're also going to need a disk. So you can start off with 1Ks, and you go as high as 64s. And then for fluids, they start at 64 and go up to 2 or up to 512 actually. Okay, we have those. We need to make 2 of these. Wait, do we need to make those? What was it again? Yeah, it was 2 of those. You can use either kind of silicone, it doesn't matter. One's made out of sand and one's made out of quartz. So whatever you got the most of. Okay, we got that. Click you. Oop, not that, I'm sorry. Those 2. We did make those for a reason, right? So this will give us a drive, then we'll make a disk, and we'll have to cut the episode to an end because I don't realize how long we've been recording. But don't forget, if you liked the episode, hit that like button. That's very important. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And yes, this means you, person who's been watching all 20 episodes of this so far. Just go in and hit that subscribe button. That way you see when the new ones come out. This is, for the last week or so, this has been a daily series, but it may not always be so, especially if these job interviews go well. Keep your fingers crossed for me on that one. But also share this out with other people. Let other people see what you like so much about this. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's just do it right here. This is what we made this for, right? 1, 2, and 6, and bam. Now we got our disk drive. Plop that down. And notice it recognizes that. That currently uses nothing because the disks themselves are what use stuff. So it's going to make a disk. And I like to make the 4Ks, but you've got to make 3 1Ks to make a 4K. So we'll start with this. We need 2 pieces of glass, 3 redstones. Oop, I clicked the wrong one. Okay, 4 silicons, 3 glass, and 1 of those, which I believe we have all that. Don't we have glass upstairs? Didn't I cook some? Yes. So we need 9 of those. Got enough silicon, and we've got enough redstone. Hey. We might be in the game to make a 4K. Let's find out really quick. We'll use this. There's 1. There's 2. 3. Okay, so there's 3 of them. Now to make a 4, we need to turn those into processors. Remember the processors, 4 irons and 4 silicons. So let's do that. And we're going to automate this in a future episode. Don't worry about that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. You see how simple this is, though? We just needed to get the quartz to do it, the nether quartz. Nothing to it at all. But the reason I like doing this is you're getting more bang for your buck. Now, eventually, we're going to have 16s and even 64s. And each one of these gives you 1 additional part for the parts you put in. So like this one, we're putting in 3K, but it's giving us 4K out. The 16, we're putting in 4, 4, and 4. So we're putting in 12K, but we're getting 16 out. And then the 64 is the same way. We're putting in 48, 3 times 16, and we're getting 64 out. Now, a buddy of mine did the math on this. And AE2 is a little bit better on storage. And he explained it. I don't remember the exact details. But his explanation made sense. I just prefer this because it's so much simpler. And when we start automating this, we do automatic machines and all that. In a future episode, you're going to see why it's so much simpler. I mean, it literally could not get easier. So we got 4 of these. Bam. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get... Oh, we didn't need but 3, did we? No, we needed all 4. 4K. Yeah, we needed all 4. My bad. But we're even going to make recipes to make disc on demand. Because there's nothing more satisfying than saying, like, these bays, this will hold 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will hold 8 discs. There's nothing more satisfying than saying, okay, I got a brand new bay. Let's put 8 64Ks in it, clicking a button and watching your system do it for you. It's just the best feeling. Because then you're like, hey, I did that. I made all that happen. All my hard work made this happen. I don't know. Maybe I'm just strange. I don't know. But that's the way I like it. Okay, now we got 4 of these. Let's go back to this. Let's click on the 4K. Add it up. Bam. Now we got a 4K storage. Now we need a housing for it, which is just this. Take that, you put it with that, and you got a disk. To use the disk, go in here, shift click it, and it goes into here. The slots up here can make it so that only certain items can be stored in this drive bay. So if you want a drive bay that only stores, I don't know, say cobblestone, for example, you can put cobblestone up here, and that's the only thing that would go in. You can set your priority. The higher the priority, the more important. The lower, the less important. So you get the idea. But now we can start putting stuff in storage, like this right here. Oh, no, not my ring. Got to keep that out. All that can go in here now. How cool is that? Even my bucket. So now I've got storage. So the next episode, you're going to come in, and all of our chests are going to be gone. So I'm going to move all the chests down to refined storage to make everything a lot easier to find, and we'll set up, the next episode, we'll set up the wireless network for each platform so that we can use it no matter where we are. We'll create a wireless terminal too. So guys, thank y'all for coming out on this nice rainy day here in the chicken factory in the sky. And I will see you in the next episode.